Let's now look at problems from the conceptual angle, and we'll look at patterns and concepts. So let's start with something you're really familiar with. 15 times 3, what is the answer? The answer is 45, right? Now notice there are two ways of getting two division sentences out of it. One is if you divide 45 by 15, you'll get 3. And the other is if you divide 45 by 3, you'll get 15. Now this kind of a pattern is very useful to understand, because if I write it as what is 30% of 600? Now notice 30% is 0.3, and so what we're saying is what is 0.3 times 600? So if we say the answer is 180, then we have the same pattern. 180 divided by 0.3, we get 600, right? And 180 divided by 600, we will get 0.3. So far, you're with me. Now let's look at what this 0.3 is. If we start to give it a label, like this is percent, 30%. So it actually is 30%, this is 30%, that's 30%. So we're looking at a percentage. So if I write percentage here, a certain percentage of the original amount, which is this one here, gives us the partial amount, which is this one here. Now notice, percentage of a large or original amount gives us a partial amount. Look at it here. Partial amount divided by the percentage gives us the original amount. And over here we have a partial amount divided by the original amount gives us the percentage. Isn't that interesting? Because if we write this as a pattern and give it colors, for example, we can give this a blue color for percentage, and the large original amount is a large black bit, and a part of this black bit is the partial bit over here, the partial amount. The original amount, partial amount, which is smaller. And this blue is percentage. Here, the partial amount would be this one here, the small black rectangle, and then the percentage, and then the original amount. And here, again, the partial amount, original amount, and percentage. Notice, it's telling a story. This is telling us what percentage of a large amount is a small amount. Like, what is 30% of 600? Well, what would be this one here? 30% of 600 would be this one here. 30% of 600 is what? On the other hand, if I say 180 is 30% of what amount? Well, 180 is 30%. So this is 180, this is 30%, and what would this amount be? So if you divide 180 by 30%, you'll get the original amount. Here it is 180 is what percentage of 600? Well, 180 is here. And then what percentage is this of this larger amount? So obviously 180, a small amount over the large amount, will give you the fraction. Convert that into a percentage by multiplying by 100, and you will get what percentage it is. Okay, stay with this pattern now and look at it here. What is 30% of 600? If you look at this sentence, you can get two other sentences out of it. What is 30%? That's a percentage, right? Of times 600. That's the larger amount. Now notice, I can get from this percentage. If I want to find a percentage, what percentage is this? Then I divide this by this. That means this is what percentage of this, and the answer comes here. On the other hand, I can also write it this way. The original amount, I'll get it if I divide the partial amount with the percentage amount, or with just the percentage. And that's how we get the original amount. So we've got actually three ways of finding three different answers. The answer box is, of course, here, the partial amount. Here, the answer box is the percentage. Here, the answer box is the original amount. So now you can see what they all stand for. This is percentage, this is percentage, this is percentage. And all the other bits are known. The original is here. That's the original. That's the original. And the partial amounts are this, this, and this. If I ask a question, for example, 180 is 30% of what amount? Notice, 30% of what amount? 180 is a small amount. 30% of what amount? That means we're looking for the original amount, right? Which means we're looking for this answer box right there. So we'll be using this format to find the answer. This is the unknown. We'll put 30% here and 180 here. On the other hand, if I ask 180 is what percentage of 600? Now the question is what percentage? So the what percentage, the answer box is this one here, right? And so I'll write 180 here and 600 here. This is what we're doing here. What amount? We're using this answer box. What percentage? We're using this answer box. So let's try these three questions right here. First, let's put this as a multiplication sign so that it's easy. And let's start with this one. What is 56% of 850? Well, that's easy. 0.56 times 850, and we get the answer straight away, and that's the answer. Here we are asking 45% of what amount is 405? Well, if I divide 405 by 45%, which is 0.45, I should get the answer, which is 900. There you go. And here, 280 is what percent of 800? Well, obviously, I'll do 280 over the original amount, which is 800. Whatever the answer is, 0.35, change that to percent by multiplying it by 100%, and I'll get 35%, and there is the answer. Is that completely clear? If not, go over this video again, and you can see what kind of patterned thinking you can set up in your mind so that when you look at a problem, you know exactly what kind of thinking you need to solve the problem. And once that way of thinking has been established in your mind, then you don't even have to do the thinking. That way of thinking will do it for you, and you'll be able to find the answers to word problems very, very easily. So go over it and make sure you understand what you're looking at. Take care, have a great day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.